In this video, I'm gonna show you the very basic setup that you need if you're starting off with watercolors or if you want to start painting with watercolors. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ingrid from I Am Art Studio. If you want to start painting in watercolors and you don't know where to start, this is the video for you. And it doesn't necessarily need to be something expensive. And I would like to show you a couple of hacks that you can use to make a more inexpensive start off with watercolors. Let's get right in. First and foremost, watercolors, they need water. So we need 2 glasses with water, one with clean water and the other one that you're gonna be using to clean your brushes with. Brushes wise, I would recommend you to start with simple brushes. So these are round tip brushes, a big one-ish, a medium size and a small one. For watercolor brushes, the tip needs to be soft. And in this case, these are synthetic brushes, which are cheaper. If you're buying any type of animal hair brush, just make sure that it's soft and not the thick ones. Beginner sets can also include flat brushes like the ones in the image. Another element you're gonna be needing is a palette. In this case, I like using ceramic palettes because they allow you to mix the colors much better than on top of plastic. An expensive palette like this one can be replaced by ceramic plates that you can find on a second-hand store or even at home. Just make sure that you're not reusing them again for food. Now we're getting to the meaty stuff, the paint. Watercolor paints come in so many different formats. I'm going to be showing you the 3 main ones. Watercolors in tubes can be bought individually or in a set. If you're just starting off, I would recommend you to only have the 3 primary colors as shown there, red, blue and yellow. And extract all the colors from the color wheel with these 3 primary colors. The next very commonly used format is the watercolors in a pan. They come either in half pans like the ones that I have in my hand or full pans, which is double the size. Pans can be purchased individually, but they most commonly come in a full set, like the one that I'm showing there, which is a travel set. And the last format of watercolor that I'm gonna talk about is the liquid one, which is a little bit less common and it's not very light fast, so it will fade once you've painted it on the paper and you leave your painting close to sunlight. But it can give you very cool effects when you're playing around with watercolors. If you want to start with the 3 primary colors, I will leave you a video that links to how to create a color wheel with the 3 primary colors. Now let's talk about paper. Paper, there's so many of them out there, so many formats. Just first and foremost, make sure that it's a thick watercolor paper, at least 300 grams in weight. Secondly, you want your paper to be 100% cotton because this will allow you to have better results. But if you're on a budget, you can use a paper like this, which is a mix with cotton and wood cellulose. Make sure you're checking all the information you need from the packaging. If it's cold press, hot press, how many grams and how thick the paper is, what is it made out of, etc. And before I forget, one thing that is very important is to check that the paper is acid free. Another important thing to have on hand is a paper towel or a reusable rag that you only use for watercolor. This will allow you to take the excess of water from your brushes or clean them up after you've washed them off, and also will allow you to pick up excessive water from your paint if you need it. And one last thing that I would like to share with you for a basic setup is just to have a scrap paper on the side where you can always try the different colors that you're mixing, if it's the right ratio between water and pigment and things like that before you even paint on your actual painting. So for this, I usually use a paper that is not necessarily a watercolor paper, but is still thick enough, probably around 180 grams to 100 grams or something similar. Now we're getting to the non-essential supplies. The first thing that I wanted to show you is the washi tape, or also called masking tape. The second one is a dropper that you can use to grab clear water and put it onto your palette. Watercolor paint wise, instead of only having 3 watercolors with the primary colors, you can also buy a full set. This is obviously much more expensive than buying 3 solo watercolors. And the sets can come in 12, 24, 36, 42, and you name it. You can find sets with so many colors on it. Now you need to be careful with the type of quality of the sets that you're buying. So I always prefer to buy something that it has less colors, but the quality is much better, rather than having too many colors of a lesser quality. The lid of the pan sets, they can replace as well your palette. So you can mix the colors right there, as you can see. You might be wondering, what about the washi tape? So this is a tape that you can stick onto the paper, and it usually doesn't rip it off or leave any type of residue once you're removing it. Although you have to be careful when you're ripping it off. If it has been there for too many days, you have to be careful to pull it out, so it's not ripping any type of paper. So you might be wondering how to use the washi tape. In this example, everything that it's a white straight line has been covered with the washi tape, so the border and everything in between. Normally you will see the borders of a watercolor that they've been taped, and this is also to avoid the paper to buckle with the water. If you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please remember to like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your family and friends. And stay tuned for the next upcoming videos that I'm going to be releasing. And see you next time.